Hi, this is Fiona from Physio, and today I'm just going to take you through a variety of stretches that you can easily do at home with minimal equipment, or essentially a towel and a chair that you might have around the house. So to start off with, we are going to be in standing and doing some roll downs. If you have a mat, you could do this on a mat, and you want your feet underneath your hips and starting in a nice tall spinal position. And we want to focus on spinal articulation here, so segmental movement of the spine, rolling the body forwards. So we take the chin onto the chest and start to roll the spine down. You can run your hands down your legs if you like. Try not to lock the knees, so soft knees, and keep the body weight coming forwards, scooping up and over, and just letting the arms and the head hang there. Hold for a breath in, and then breathe out. Use the tummy muscles to pull you back up, restacking the spine one vertebrae at a time. We'll do a couple more there. Inhale and exhale. Feeling like you're lifting up and over a fence, so you want to keep that body weight coming forwards. Breath in at the bottom and exhale. Scooping through the spine, restacking, heads last to come up. Chin onto chest and rolling down. Keeping the weight even in the toes and the heels. At the bottom, you can cross your hands to the opposite elbow and then rotate the chest, just feeling that little bit deeper stretch into the side of the lower back. Breathing in and then breathing out as you rotate. One more, around to the right. Coming back to the midline, relax the arms, and then rolling the spine back up. This time we're going to roll down and walk out into a pike or a downward dog position. Chin onto chest and rolling the spine down. Bend the knees if you need to get the hands onto the mat, and then walk about 3/4 of the way out along the mat, planting your hands firmly, and then push your chest back to the thighs. From here we're going to pedal through the feet to get a little bit deeper calf and neural stretch. So bend your left knee and sink your right heel to the ground. Lift up onto your toes and then changing sides. Breathing out each time you alternate. And keep trying to send your tailbone up to the ceiling, feeling like you're folding in half like a triangle. One more each side. And then up onto both toes before sinking right back towards the heels. Allow the knees to come to the ground, relax the feet, and just resting back into child's pose. From here we're going to come into a little bit deeper hip flexor stretch. So bringing one foot forward, and you can place your hands on your hips. Think about your pelvis like a bowl of water. And I want you to tuck the tailbone under to spill the water out the back of the bowl. Little squeeze through that left glute, and then gently bring the hips forwards, and you'll feel that stretch through the front of the hip here. You can reach the hand up to the ceiling and add in a little bit of a side bend as well to increase that stretch. Just watch you're not falling into your low back there, so try and keep that tuck of the tailbone, drawing up through the front of the pelvis and sending the tailbone down at the back. We want to try and hold these stretches for a good 30 to 45 seconds, and just allow the stretch to deepen with the breath out. Good, and then changing sides. Tucking that tailbone down towards the ground, a little squeeze through that right glute, reaching the hand up to the ceiling. And then gently leaning towards the side. And come forward that fraction further. Good. With each breath out, just gently easing into that stretch. 2 more breaths there. Now if we want to increase the stretch into the quadriceps muscle at the front of the leg, you can use a chair and bring your foot up onto the top of the chair there with the knee down on the ground. You might want a pillow under your knee if you don't have a mat. And then bring your other foot up into that half kneeling position. Again, think about tucking that tailbone and a little squeeze through the glute, and you'll feel that stretch more down into the quadriceps now. Again, you can reach that hand up to the ceiling, just holding that nice deep stretch, trying not to shrug the shoulders to the ears, but let them relax down by your side. Keep sending that tailbone down and drawing up through the front of the pelvis. We'll swap sides. So tucking the tailbone, reaching the hand up and feeling the stretch down the front of the right quads. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and feel that draw in through the lower belly. Nice deep breath in and really feel the ribs expand to the side. And then relax the breath out through the mouth. One more breath in and out. So from here, we're going to go into a deeper glute stretch known as the pigeon stretch. So we can start that from the pike position that we were in earlier, coming back up into that downward dog or pike. Take one leg up to the ceiling and feel that lift up out of the pelvis. Shift the weight forwards into your hands and bring that leg through. And we want to aim for the shin to be close to parallel with the edge of the mat. Then relax the toes of the back leg and sliding down and back, lowering the hips, trying to keep that length into your upper back rather than just rounding forwards. So really trying to elongate through the spine and sinking your hips towards the ground. Just careful you don't roll over onto the side of the hip, so we're trying to keep the 2 pelvic bones pointing towards the mat. Shoulders relaxed and just letting that body weight sink down towards the ground. Each breath out, try and slide that back leg out behind a little bit deeper. Then to change sides, we come back onto the toes of the back leg, push up through the hands and slide the leg out, coming back into that downward dog. From here, we're going to take the left leg up to the ceiling and then bring that leg through. Good. Again, you can lift the foot forwards a little bit more to create that parallel line to the edge of the mat, and then sliding the back leg out behind. Relaxing through the shoulders and just allowing the hips to come towards the floor. You can come down onto your elbows. Again, just try and think that length through the spine rather than falling into your upper back. One more breath in and out there. And then we'll curl the toes of the back foot under, come back up onto the hands, and again into our downward dog. From there, bring the knees down, relax the feet, and we'll go back into that child's pose. But take the left hand off the mat, right hand on top of it, and just sitting towards that right heel to increase the stretch down the right side of the trunk. And then same on the other side, just rounding through the spine, taking nice deep breaths in, and relax the breath out. now going to do some more stretches for the back of the leg and into the hamstrings. If you have a little pillow or towel that you want to place under your head, you can. And another towel ideally for the foot, or if you have a yoga strap or a long belt at home. So we're going to place the right foot into that towel or the strap and gently lay down on our back. Start with the knee over the hip and then push the heel towards the ceiling. So we want to feel the stretch into the hamstrings here. Trying to keep the shoulders relaxed. You can bend up the left leg just to support your lower back a little bit more if you feel like you're getting pulled into an arch. Each breath out, trying to reach that heel towards the ceiling. Once you've held that for about 30 to 45 seconds, take the leg a little further away and completely straighten the knee. And then we're going to do some ankle pumps up and down, and you'll get more of a neural stretch behind your knee. 5 more. Then take both ends of the towel or the band into your right hand. Bend up your left knee and take hold of the ankle on the inside. And we're going to use that as our counterbalance as we take the right leg out to the side to feel the stretch through the inner thigh, the adductors of the right leg, and a little bit into the groin of the left leg. Nice deep breaths. Good, then using the breath out, bring that leg back up to the ceiling. Straighten your left leg out along the ground again and take the straps or the ends of the towel into the left hand with the right arm out to the side. Carefully lower the right leg across the body towards the floor and you'll feel more of a neural stretch down the outside of the right leg. Bring the leg back up to the ceiling and we'll change the other side. So left foot in the towel or the band, right leg out along the bed. Start with the knee over the hip and then reaching the heel up to the ceiling for that hamstring stretch. Shoulders relaxed. A little bit of shaking in the back of the leg is okay. It's just the muscle trying to relax and lengthen. If you can't get the knee completely straight, that's fine. We just want to try and keep the knee over the hip rather than coming too far in towards you. Start with the knee over the hip and then try and lengthen through the back of the leg. Then we'll take the leg a little further away, knee completely straight, and then ankle pumps up and down for 10. Feeling that neural stretch behind the knee. And then both bands into the left hand, holding on to the inner right ankle and lowering the left leg out to the side, adding that counterbalance through the right thigh. Turning the toes towards the ground slightly will increase that stretch through the inner thigh.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely we can always reassess after a month. That's fine. I'll take you out of that.
Bringing the leg back up to the ceiling, and we'll just pop that towel down to the side. So from here we're going to turn onto our side and do some book openers or arm openers. So lying on the side with the knees bent, if you had a little weight or a can of beans, you could place that in your hand, and ideally a pillow or a towel under your head. From here we're going to take the top hand up to the ceiling, let the eyes follow the fingers and feel that chest rotate back to the wall behind. Hold there for a breath in and then breathe out, draw the chest back around. So we want to try and keep the hips and knees heavy rather than them lifting up as you rotate. Breath in and then breathe out, going up and over Trying to keep this top arm nice and relaxed and feel the rotation through the upper back rather than just all the pressure in the shoulder. And then draw the chest back around. Two more there. Each time trying to take that rotation a little bit further. And all the way back around. Now you can either turn straight over or bring your head up the other end, and we'll do the same on the other side. So keeping the knees bent and heavy, pointing straight ahead. Take that top arm up to the ceiling. Eyes follow the fingers and feel that rib cage rotate back behind. Hold for a breath in, and then exhale, draw the chest back around. Let's go 3 more there. Trying to allow that rib cage to rotate back a little further each time. And keeping that top arm nice and soft so we're not locking through the elbow. Okay. So from here, we can keep going with a little bit of upper back rotation with a thread the needle. So up onto your hands and knees. We're going to start by taking the spine into a neutral position. So we want to feel that tailbone up, chest lifted, but nice and long through the spine. Take your left hand up to the ceiling, eyes follow the fingers, and then thread the needle down and through, bending your right elbow and taking your left ear to the floor. Push back up through the right hand and rotating the chest. Trying not to shift your weight too far side to side, but rather thinking that rotation around the central axis of the spine. So again, you might do a few more here, maybe 6 to 8 each side. I'll do 3 on the other side. So keeping the shoulder away from the ear, pushing up out of the mat, reaching up to the ceiling, thread the needle through, bending your stance elbow, and by pressing my right hand slightly into the floor, I'll feel that stretch behind my right shoulder. When you rotate through, try not to sit the bottom backwards, but keep the weight in that front arm to feel the stretch in the upper back more. 1 more there, rotating up to the ceiling, and then thread the needle down and through. From here, we're going to go back up into that pike. So pushing up through the hands, weight back towards your heels, then start to walk the hands back towards the feet, just hanging nice and heavy. Scoop through the belly and we'll start to roll the spine up, restacking each vertebrae one at a time. Breath in, and then breathe out, chin onto chest and rolling the spine down. Keep the knees soft, and hopefully should feel a little bit looser through the back of the legs and the low back compared to the start. Hold for a breath in, and then breathe out, rolling the spine back up. Keeping the weight even, heels and toes. 1 more, inhale, and exhale, chin onto chest, and rolling the spine down.
Hold for a breath in and breathe out.
Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you're feeling a little bit more mobile, stretched out, and look forward to seeing you for some more online Pilates classes soon. Thanks.